The story of Job, a journey of faith. Let me tell you a story from the Bible about a man named Job. It's a story about faith, loss, and perseverance, a story that has comforted and challenged people for thousands of years. Job lived in a land called Uz. He was a good man, honest and kind, and he loved God deeply. Job wasn't just spiritually rich, he was wealthy in every way. He owned thousands of animals, had plenty of land, and was blessed with a big family, 7 sons and 3 daughters. Everyone in the region respected him. Job's life seemed perfect. He thanked God for his blessings every day and even prayed for his children, just in case they had done something wrong. But Job's story wasn't about to stay perfect. One day, in the heavens, God was speaking with his angels, and Satan came along. God said, "Have you seen my servant Job? There's no one like him. He's faithful, good, and upright." But Satan replied, "Well, of course, Job is faithful. Look at how much you've given him. Take away everything he has, and he'll curse you to your face." God decided to let Satan test Job, but with one condition: Satan wasn't allowed to harm Job himself. Then, disaster struck. One by one, messengers came to Job with terrible news. Raiders attacked and stole all his oxen and donkeys, and fire from the sky burned up his sheep. Another group of raiders took his camels. And then, the most heartbreaking news of all, a strong wind had blown down the house where Job's children were gathered, and all 10 of them had died. Imagine losing everything in a single day: your possessions, your livelihood, and your loved ones. Job was devastated. He tore his clothes and fell to the ground in grief. But even in his pain, he didn't turn away from God. Instead, he said, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." But Satan wasn't finished. He said to God, "Job still honors you because he's healthy. Let me take that away, and he'll curse you." God allowed Satan to harm Job's body, but Job's life had to be spared. Satan struck Job with painful sores from head to toe. Job was in constant agony. He sat in ashes, scraping his skin with a piece of broken pottery, desperate for relief. Even Job's wife lost hope. She said, "Why don't you just curse God and die?" But Job replied, "Should we accept good from God and not trouble?" 3 of Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, came to visit him. At first, they just sat with him in silence, overwhelmed by the sight of his suffering. But after a while, they began to speak. Instead of comforting Job, they accused him. They said, "Job, this must be your fault. God wouldn't let this happen unless you've done something wrong. You need to confess your sins." Job was heartbroken. He knew he hadn't done anything to deserve this, and he tried to defend himself. But his friends wouldn't listen. Job cried out to God, asking, "Why is this happening to me? What have I done? Where are you, God?" And then, God answered Job. But instead of explaining why Job was suffering, God asked Job a series of powerful questions. "Where were you when I created the earth? Can you make the sun rise or command the seas? Do you understand the universe I've made?" God's words reminded Job of something important. There are things about life, creation, and God's plans that humans can't fully understand. Job realized he didn't need all the answers. He said to God, "I spoke of things I didn't understand, things too wonderful for me to know. I trust you." God was pleased with Job's faith. He rebuked Job's friends for their harsh and incorrect words, and he restored Job's life. But God didn't just restore what Job had lost, he gave Job twice as much as before. Job's wealth grew even greater, and he was blessed with more children, 7 sons and 3 daughters. His daughters were said to be the most beautiful in the land. Job lived a long, full life, seeing his family grow for 4 generations. The story of Job teaches us some powerful lessons. Life isn't always fair, and we may never fully understand why bad things happen. But Job's faith shows us that even in the darkest moments, we can trust God's bigger plan. So, if you're going through a tough time, remember Job. Hold on to your faith and trust that brighter days are ahead.